all together. I guess I'll start from the beginning. Why am I making this video? My intention for this video is to put a face to some names or some labels that are put out there in the universe that get a bad rap. They get a bad rap. They're looked down upon. It's just not cool. It just wasn't cool. So starting therapy was funny because I thought that therapy was supposed to confirm that something was wrong with me and fix me, and I would feel vindicated, like, yeah, see, this lady confirmed that something was wrong with me. I'm not making this up. Because a part of me always felt like I was just being lazy when I would go down or dark or whatever like that. But the problem that occurred is that let me just rewind it a little bit. I was diagnosed about 2 years ago maybe with bipolar 2 disorder and then ADHD by my psychiatrist. And these are not things that people go brag about saying that they have, but the thing with psychiatrists is that her job, which my psychiatrist is a woman, her job was to just allow me to function. But we never dig to the root of why things were the way they were, what happened to make things feel the way they were. We didn't do any of that. The reason that I go dark is because I didn't want to share, or I guess take my mask off to the world, that something was wrong. And my intention to make this video is that I am 100% committed to taking the mask off and sharing and giving a face to these quote-unquote labels that people put on you, and sharing my story. When I first started to go through bipolar and ADHD and all these things like that, I'm not trying to be mean, I didn't see anyone that looked like me. A lot of wonderful people have shared their stories on YouTube and all over, but my face, I felt like my characteristics wasn't represented. So a part of me always felt very disconnected. Religion was a blessing, but also it didn't help in some ways, because what it made me feel was I had God, and on Sunday I could go and I get my shot of Jesus and I'm great, but by Monday I wasn't so great. And that was what I've come to find is, now that I started therapy, is because I never dealt with the root of the problem. Just having medication and just having Jesus you have, for me at least, I had to get to the root. When I first started therapy and on, I did vlog. I vlogged because I wanted to share them, but at that time I never felt comfortable enough to post them and make them private, because I was in such a crazy, chaotic place that first of all, it was very vulnerable, very raw, as you'll be able to see, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to share that with the world. And now I'm 100% positive that I do. I am okay with sharing my story and my face and saying that it is 100% okay to not be okay and not know what your next moves are going to be, and just take it one day at a time. Not even one day at a time. I'm talking about moment to moment, second by second. That is 100% okay, as long as you're moving in the right direction to get to where you want to be. About a week or so now that I woke up and I fell. Like I couldn't get out of bed. I had no energy. I still haven't been really getting out of bed. I've been able to wash clothes and eat. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because, you know, I mean, it was always there. It was always there. You could see in some videos, for instance, like the video me and J-Roll did about church and stuff like that. You know, I was about to cry in that video, but it was never that bad where I couldn't get out of bed. Like, even every day I might not leave the house. I do get in these spans where it's hard for me to leave the house, but every day I would get up, I would exercise. Even if I wasn't exercising, I was vlogging, I would get up. But these last 3 days, I basically, like today, I just been sleeping. But Sunday I did go to church, and it's just crazy because you walk into church, and I didn't know this. Like, I wasn't aware. She basically, our pastor, she's amazing. Like, she doesn't even know how many lives she's gonna touch, so she is touching. But she ends up shutting down service, and it's just this panel of mental health professionals. I'm like, what? Because I'm telling you, we're doing praise and worship, and my whole time I'm thinking, like, I don't want to, I don't want to worship anybody. I don't want to be here. I want to be in bed. Like, big ups God, but I'm not here for it. Lady starts talking, and I can relate to everybody, and I got something out of it. But this one lady was talking about suicide, and she said there was two forms of suicide, reason why people commit suicide. She said the first one was rage or anger. And she said that, it's almost like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to leave this world. I'm going to, I'm going to show, kind of like put my stamp on it. Like, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. It's totally not me. And he said there's other people who just kind of like, she described it so much better than I can, but basically it's just like, living is just so hard. And the sadness is just so annoying. And I don't see it ending. And so I'm going to, not that I'm going to kill myself, but I could be driving in a car, and if somebody hits me, then that's good, because I didn't per se do it. And when she said that, I was like, God, because it's so many times of just like, what if I just didn't wake up? Or what if I was in a car and a truck hits me, and then boom, my kids will get money out of it, and I'll be gone, and it'll be done, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't per se do it. And when she said that, I was just like crying all over myself, because I'm like, wow, she gets it, man. She gets it. She gets it. Not no pity party. This is just like, if anybody out there going through what I'm going through, or feel the way I feel, and no matter how many times you feel like, I just did this. I just did this. I just went through this. I'm not in Cherry Hill no more. I'm here. So why are you sad? So the lady who said what she said in the panel, after church, they let you go back and talk to them. So I go back, I'm freaking out because I'm scared. And even though I'm very vocal, when I'm scared, I kind of shut down. I get very reserved because I'm nervous. So, and then J-Raw had to get the kids, see her, and then I turn around and boom, she's walking in. And I stand in this line to go greet her, and I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her almost to say, help me, with my eyes, like, help me, please. Save me. Fix me. See me that I'm not okay. See past the smile. See me. With my eyes, I'm like trying to say that to her. And then I walk up to her, and she's talking to me, and I was like, because me, I'm a goofball, so I was like, hey, that first thing you said about suicide? Well, I'm not that first person, but I'm the second person. And she looked at me and she said, I see it all over you. She's like, thanks. Thanks for seeing it. Hands out a card, and she's basically like, this is, where are you from? And I'm like, Baltimore. Duh. But thank God by then J-Raw had walked up and he said Elkridge, and it's just like, God is amazing how he just brings people in your life for you. And I've never wanted to say it out loud, honestly, even though I talk about how great J-Raw was. It's really hard for me to trust anybody enough to say I need you, because I've been hurt. So I've always tried to make my life, even with him, I always tried to have a distance. Yeah, we're really close, but a part of me is just like, just in case he jumps bail, and just in case he decides like, hey, I don't want to do this with her no more. I had a little bit of me left to go on, because I get that, in my mind, nobody stays forever if they don't have to. For instance, like, even if they have to, like, I've had people leave me that you think wouldn't leave, but they did. Y'all don't see what he sees. You don't see, he's seen the darkness. And he doesn't run out screaming, and I'm like, and I'm still like, what's your angle? Like, why are you staying? Like, to her, I just went Tuesday of this week. She's really amazing. She gets my sense of humor. She won't let me BS her, because I'm a very good manipulator. I can always act like I'm okay, and I can joke my way out of it. I can act like my pain is not. I'm the queen of acting as if it's really my fault that I'm in pain, because that's what I've been taught. I've been taught that you are the reason that things happen to you. And if you take it in stride, that makes you a good girl. That makes you a good daughter. And it's bull. It's bull. Some people hurt you. Some people have hurt you in their life. And they need to say, I hurt you and I'm sorry, instead of saying, whoa, it's not my fault. I didn't know. I didn't do it, And I've been taught, if you allow people to do that and you take it in good stride, that means you're a good Christian or you're a good daughter. And she's gonna help me call it what it was. Like, no, you messed up. You messed up. You missed the ball. And I guess I'm angry and I'm hurt. And I tried to cover it and cover it. And God won't let me cover it. So that was my first vlog I did after meeting my therapist, and the date, I think it was May 17th. That was very hard because I had just, I guess, took my mask off, and it's right there for you to see. The one thing I do want to say, because a lot has changed from that person on May 17th and now, and one thing I can say is with therapy and things like this, is that taking the mask off is key. Being your genuine self is very, very much key. One. And two, even though certain people have hurt me and missed the ball, and it was refreshing and painful, and I needed to say it, I now no longer need anyone to apologize to me. And that is so freeing and so reassuring. I do want to say that that part of that anger has subsided a lot. I don't need anybody to say anything to me. I'm on a journey. I very much respect my feelings. If I am angry about something, I'm angry about something. I don't push it down. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't do any of that. I do want to say that I will be getting to it later, but I got into, with her, she's doing CBT, which is cognitive, I'm probably saying that wrong, behavioral therapy. It's behavior therapy for trauma. So what happened was, as therapy progressed, I realized that trauma had happened to my life. I am going to talk about that, not in this episode, but a trauma did happen, and how I was able, and I am starting to be able to cope with the trauma and cope with myself through it. I'm sharing raw footage, but I'm also sharing that working through it is key, and you can come out on top. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you understand what the purpose of these videos for, and anyone that's going through anything like this, running away from the pain is not going to assist it. You have to, and I know it sounds crazy, but you have to sit in this pain. You have to work through it. You have to talk through it. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. And don't just do the work for anybody. Do it for you, because it's so freeing. It's so freeing. It sucks. Like, you'll see in these videos, I'm all over the place. But the weight that comes off of you when you tell your truth and stop BSing yourself and stop being somebody that you're not. I encourage anyone who maybe needs to start their own to do so. You're never too late, and it just start it. Just start. If you need therapy, if you need to go to a psychiatrist, whatever you need, just do it. Who cares? Who cares who says what about what? I don't care what anyone thinks about me. Nobody right now, because I know why I'm doing this. I know I'm doing this so I can be the best me for myself, J-Rel, and my girls, period. That's it. I don't give a kitty what anybody else thinks, what anybody feels, what anybody, it doesn't matter. I don't care if it offends you. I don't care if it makes you uncomfortable. I don't care if you like these labels. I don't care. None of that matters to me anymore. And I had to get to that place. And that place took time, because I cared very much what people thought about me. I cared very much what my kids thought about me and what I said and what I did and how I presented myself. And it literally almost drove me crazy. So I love you guys. See you in the next one.